Yes, once again, good afternoon to one and all students of class 9E. This is my
Good
first class
morning.
and first
Good
session,
afternoon.
online session in 9E. And before starting my class, I have already advised, I am going to advise to you, you must be mute your audio during the class, must mute your audio. Don't unmute it during the class, in between the class. Don't unmute your audio during the class and mute your audio and other activities. Okay, only try to listen, and after the class if you have any query, raise hand. If you have any question, raise hand. After the class I will discuss, after the recording I will discuss this things. Okay, and the sound of music, I have already taught you this chapter in the class. In offline class I have already taught you this chapter. The two stories are there in the chapter. The first story is about the girl Evelyn Glennie. She was deaf. She was completely deaf. And apart from that, she was a good musician and good music composer. She was a good musician. Apart from her dumb deafness, she was a good musician. In the first story, Evelyn Glennie, when she was 8 years old, her deafness started. And when she was 11, her school debarred her from there due to her deafness. And the headmistress of her told her mother to must you have to consult with some specialist with her and must go to the school from where the dumb and deaf students taught, and dumb and the facilities of dumb and deaf students are there. You have to consult the school and dumb and schools like that already in India and other countries and abroad also there for the schools for dumb and deaf children. And after that, apart from that, she was not hurt of this. She has taken it as a courage. She has taken it as a determination. She started learning and listening music. She started learning music. Her excitement and her caliber already been understood by a teacher that named Ron Forbes. He helped her a lot. He helped the Evelyn Glennie a lot. And he helped in the sense he helped in he helped to he helped her to learn starting an initial phase of music pattern and style and rhythm and system. And he told her to feel the music with her parts of the body. The Ryan Forbes told her to feel the music with the parts of her body, and she started doing the same. Feel the music with the body parts, with the skin, with the hair, with the fingers, with the bare feet. Just feel the music, and on the basis of that, she was playing the very beautiful music, better than others, better than the normal child, apart from her deafness. And after that, she got admission in the one of the most prestigious music academy in London, that is Royal Academy, one of the most. And she got the topmost marks and the best mark in the whole session. During the session between the students, she got the topper of the session. She got the topper of her batch. Marks the She became the topper of her batch. And apart from her deafness, this is the reality of a girl. Those who were fighting for the society and fighting for um, the discrimination system of the society also. Our society discriminates between these people, discriminates between the normal people and abnormal people. Apart from that, she learned the best music, she played the best music, and she became the best musician. In the second story is about the story of Ustad Bismillah Khan. He was also belonged from a very poor family, very poor family. Ustad Bismillah Khan belonged from a very poor family, and apart from that, he played one of the best, prestigious, and most notable music of marriage, that is called Sahnai. That is called Sahnai. He composed the music Sahnai in the story too. The story of Ustad Bismillah Khan, he composed the music Sahnai. And then he became popular, and government in India gave him the Bharat Ratna award. only for that only for that music Sahnai. Government of India gave him the Bharat Ratna Award, one of the best and most prestigious award of India. And he became popular with his magical tone Sahnai, became popular with his magical music Sahnai. The first chapter I have already explained with you, and the so PPT of the chapter I came here with you. I came here with my PPT to explain you about the chapter. This will help you a lot to prepare the answer of the chapter. This will help you a lot to understand the chapter very easily. This PPT and the slides will help you to understand the meaning, summary, theme, gist, motto of the writer very easily. About the writer, about the theme, about the intention of the writer, about the dates and chronicles of the writer. Everything is there in the PPT. So you have to, it will help you a lot. So you have to understand and try to listen it very carefully and patiently in the class. In the second slide, about the writer. In the second slide, about the writer given there. She was a writer and a broadcaster. She grew up in Toronto, graduated from University of Western Ontario and moved to Ottawa to work for the Unitarian Service Committee. As she traveled the world with her diplomat husband, her husband was an IAS officer, means a diplomat. Diplomat कौन होते हैं? IAS officers जो foreign services में होते हैं, they are also called diplomat. She worked as a reporter for CBC Radio. She worked as a reporter in CBC Radio also, Washington DC. And on a posting to Cario, she worked on several TV documentaries for CBC's Man Alive. She worked on several documentaries also. She had written a lot of books. She had written a lot of stories. She had written a lot of stories on based on real incident and events. And also in Egypt, she wrote the first official guidebook to Cairo since and Baedeker's Guide in 1940. First official guidebook he had written. It is about the author. And now the introduction of the author written in the third slide. Her birth name, introduction, birth name, Evelyn Elizabeth and Glennie, born in 19 July 1965, place Aberdeen, place means Scotland. She was from Scotland. Occupation a percussionist. Achievement owns over 2000 percussionists. This is the introduction of writer or the character. Tell me, this is the introduction of writer or the main character of the story. Anyone tell me about that?
Character of story.
Yes, character of the story. It is the introduction of the main character of the story. Elizabeth Evelyn Glennie, born in 1965 from Scotland. A percussionist means a musician, owns over 2000 percussionist instruments all over the world. Film touched the sound made on the life of Evelyn, a film already made on the life of her. It's really a very unbelievable aspect about the girl Evelyn Glennie. Touched the sound because she became very popular at her age at the time because her deafness she was the best musician, she was a great musician. So the films one film made on the life of her and the achievement of her are different achievements. A lot of achievements are there for her. She won the best prestigious award also for the music in London. Demi Evelyn Gann is the first person in the history to successfully create and sustain a full-time career as a solo musician performer. Full-time career she accepted as a solo single performer, performing worldwide with the greatest orchestras. Worldwide performance she had given with the greatest orchestras. I have already told all these things with you in the class, offline class, to you about the story, and these things already written in the story. Why I have prepared it with for you? I have already prepared it for you. It will explain the complete summary of the chapter. It will help you a lot. This slide will help you a lot. This slide will memorize the themes and fact that you have already lost in your mind, that you have already left it. Evelyn paved the way. Evelyn paved the means Evelyn made the way for herself. For orchestra globally to feature percussionist concert when she played the first music concert in the history of the proms at the Royal Albert Hall in 1992 as a deaf girl. She performed, first time she performed as a deaf girl at one of the most prestigious hall and performed the best music and the best performance in front of the audience. First time in the history it had created. History had been created by her. A deaf girl played the music very well, better than normal girl, better than the normal girls. So it was a matter of surprise for her, it was a matter of surprise for the audience. And she was leading. And in this picture, already prize winning moment explained here. It is not the real picture of Evelyn Glennie, but it is used as a symbol by the PPT makers. And like this, he also got the most prestigious awards and prizes for the music. A lot of, not one. Leading 1,000 drummers, Evelyn had the honor of a prominent role in the opening ceremony of the London 2020 Olympic Games. And she had the chance to get as the opening musician, opening performer in the London 2012 Olympic. It is really one of the biggest moment for the life of a deaf girl. किसी भी डेफ गर्ल की लाइफ के लिए सबसे बिगेस्ट मोमेंट होगा कि किसी ओलंपिक गेम की स्टार्टिंग ओपनिंग म्यूजिक फंक्शन के लिए उसको इनवाइट किया गया. It is really a big moment for her, big moment for anyone. Evelyn was awarded on OB in 1993 and now has over 100 international awards. She had achieved or got or received 100 or more than 100 international awards for music, including the Polar Music Prize and the Companion of Honor, including both these two prestigious awards. More than 100 international awards she got and she received. She aims to improve communication and social cohesion by encouraging everyone to discover the new ways of listening as proven in her book. Her aim to her aim to contact with the people of the society, her aim to contact with the society of national and at international level with the help of her music. What is her aim? Her aim is to be in contact with the people with the help of her music. अपनी म्यूजिक से वो लोगों के संपर्क में रहना बने रहना चाहती है. So she worked a lot. She worked hard on the music and she practiced a lot with her teacher Ron Coops. And her teacher also supported a lot to her the music in the field of music. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Means and she was feeling the sound. मतलब वो sound को feel कर रही थी, सुन नहीं रही. And she felt the sound at a perfect pace with the help of her body parts. With the perfect pace, with the help of her body parts. The title itself is very interesting. Here the author says Evelyn Glennie listens to sound without hearing it. Evelyn Glennie listens to sound but without hearing at a perfect pace with her body parts. Can you imagine a person can listen the word without having the ear capacity? It is not possible. But it is possible for them, those who have the willingness, those who have the desire to do extra, to do better than others. Hindrance and problems is not the reason to achieve something bigger or better. It's not the hindrance in your problems will not be the hindrance in your life. Problems should not be the hindrance in the way of your achievement of your life. So this is something we will discover from the chapter about the Evelyn Glennie. We will we will know about the Evelyn Glennie. What are the realities of her life? What are the things and basic capacities and qualities of her life? Although she could not hear, apart from that, she became the greatest musician of the world ever at her time. And this line is very important. So this line is already in the slide, quoted in the slide. So I'm going to explain it. This line will come into the question of extract. So you must remember it very positively. Just try to remember these lines and try to understand the meaning of these lines. God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. I have explained in the this I have explained this line in the class very beautifully also. To you in the offline class, I have explained these lines. God may have taken her hearing, but he has given her back something extraordinary. God has already taken her hearing capacity, but he has given something extraordinary to her to listen the things, to listen the music, to listen the words with the help of her feeling and sensations. What we hear, she feels. We hear, but she feels. हम लोग सुनते हैं लेकिन वो फील करते far more deeply than any of us. She feel the sound, she feel the vibrations far more better way, far more deeply in comparison to us than any of us. हम लोगों के कंपैरिजन वो फील जो करती है, सेंस जो करती है कहीं अच्छे तरीके से. That is why she expresses music so beautifully. This is for the reason she expresses music so beautifully because she felt and she sensed the music, she sensed the words and sentences very beautifully with her body parts, with her sensations. Although God took away her hearing power, she was impaired, she was handicapped, she was deaf, but He gave her an extraordinary thing, extraordinary quality. And that was the sense of feeling. That extraordinary quality was feeling, sensations. She could feel very deeply. She could feel the sensations. She could feel the music. She could feel the words or sentences very deeply, better than in comparison to us, better than in comparison to others, far more deeply than the normal people. And that is why she was able to express music so beautifully in the concert, in front of the audience, having without any hesitation. So she became the greatest musician ever in the as a handicapped. Let's learn some word meanings. Some difficult word meanings are written here in this slide. It is very important. If you want to write it, if you want to note it down, these words you have to note it down in your rough copy. If you have your rough copy with you, Jostle. Jostle means push roughly, slight, small and thin, daunting, 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 frightening. Aspiring musician means a person who wants to be a musician, means a new person, new musician. ठीक है? Aspiring musician wants to be a musician. Profoundly, Profoundly. Profoundly means extremely. Deteriorated, become progressively worse, means deterioration in standard. Fall down in standard. This is called deteriorated. Impaired means weakened. Impaired means weakened. Physically impaired, physically challenged means physically weakened person. Xylophone, a musical instrument with a row of wooden bars of different lengths. That is called xylophone. These are the different word meanings and difficult word meanings. Few more words that I am going to explain. Percussionist, a person who plays the drum, the tabla, all musical instruments, etc. is called percussionist. And Evelyn Glennie was also a percussionist. Different musical instruments she was able to play. I think more than 100 or more than 100 musical instruments she was able to play. She had the ability to play all the musical instruments, more than 100. Potential. What is the meaning of potential? Quality or ability that can be developed. Quality or ability that can be developed is called potential. Intriguing. Fascinating and curious is called intriguing. Flawlessly. Without a fault or mistake. In a flawless way you have to perform. होता है ना कि कहते हैं ना हम लोग in a flawless style he had performed his speech. He has given his speech in a flawless manner, in a flawless style, in a flawless pattern. मतलब बिना डरे, बिना रुके, बिना किसी हिचकिचाहट के, if you perform the things, that is called flawlessly. Lilt, 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 a way of speaking is called lilt. Tingles, 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 causes a slight pricking or a stinging sensation is called tingle. Sensation with the help of body parts, slight pricking. Pricking, this is called pricking. Stinging sensation is called tingles. Resonances is echoes of sound. Echoes of sound is called resonance. This, these are the difficult word meanings of the chapter. After a small explanation of short summary of the chapter, after a small explanation of your story that I have prepared. I have already taught this chapter to you in the class. I have prepared it for you, the short summary about the story, about the author, about few important quoted lines, about few important word meanings, difficult word meanings, and few important questions also I have. Now see in this slide. Who helped her to continue with music? What did he do and say? Her teacher Ron Forbes helped her a lot in music. He understood and he recognized the capacity of her in music. So he started working hard behind her to make her better in music, to make her better in understanding and feeling with the help of sensation of music. And I think these explanations are sufficient enough for you to understand the chapter that I have already explained. These explanations are sufficient enough for you to understand the chapter, and some difficult words also I have explained to you. Am I right? If you have any problem, now you can raise your hand regarding questions and query.